Thank you for joining with us. Due to some network connectivity problem, it has been disconnected. Very sorry for this one. I am just sharing my PPT. My screen is visible. Participants, my screen is visible. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Fine. The fourth one is I told about veracity. Veracity in the sense you are giving a one movie comment or we are giving a review comment about a one product you purchased, a flask you purchased. When you start out to write something, then later you just know you're not incompleted. Okay, not completed form. Okay, I like this. That's all. You did not finish that one. That is called as a inconsistency in the veracity in the sense. Okay, there may be chances of okay, it may be you cannot fill it correctly. That is called as a veracity. That is called as a veracity. Then last one, I am going to introduce about you value. I am going to introduce about value. So, do you anybody is having what is the idea of value? Any of them do you have idea about value? What do you have idea about value? Okay, anybody is having idea? I wish to have this a very interactive one. Value. Do you have idea about values? Okay, no problem. See here. Now I will share you one picture. Just see this picture. Any idea about this picture? What this one? Fine. Okay, some people are taking liquor. Okay, liquor is injurious to health. Fine. Now see the second one. This is known example by everyone, but just I want to refresh you about what's the meaning of value. So here, see here, diapers is there. Okay, then you have the Walmart is there. Anyone able to say the relationship? Fine. See here, beer, diapers, data, and retail. See this one. Here the people are enjoying, and diapers is the Walmart is there. Okay. So this is known example, that is that in the Walmart on every weekend they have tremendous sales. They have tremendous sales on wine as well as the diaper. You just think about diaper will be available in a kids section and liquor will be available in the separate section. But on Fridays, on weekends, they had very good sales. Then it's a surprising for them. Usually in the European countries, they will be wearing diapers to their kids. It's a normal routine one. But what is the interesting fact is that On weekends, they have tremendous sales, very huge sales. So they want to identify the fact behind this one. They called the data scientists. Then they started to do the analysis. What they did, they collect the data from the customers who purchased the diapers on weekends, and also the customer who purchased the liquors also. Then they started to find the mapping between them and finally identify that whoever purchased the diaper, they only purchase the wine, and vice versa. Whoever purchased the wine, they purchase only diaper. Then they identify the fact that on weekends in the European countries, the wife will take care of the house cleaning and preparing food for the next 1 week, whereas the hubby should take care of the kids. Then that's the fact that on weekends they have at the same time the hubby wants to enjoy, so they will be taking the wine as well as they'll be taking care of the kids by putting the diaper. Then what happened? The Walmart, they had taken the diaper into the wine section, near to the wine section. So the sales was increased manifold. So what do you want to say that you collected huge amount of data, variety of data, but if you're not able to identify the value, it not able to identify the pattern behind that one, there is no use. That's why in the data analytics, the last characteristics value is added. Fine. Then I take the one domain banking. The banking, how far the data analytics is applied. Very few examples we will discuss. See here, customer spending patterns. You can see the one picture here. Okay. What they want that wealth of historical data regarding the customer spending patterns. So after getting salary, what are the way the customer is doing the expenditure, doing the expenses, for what items he is doing, whether it is available, the amount is available in the savings account, or is utility providing, or whether he is using credit card or debit card. Through that, they are identifying the customer's risk assessment while they're giving the loan. So that's why customer spending patterns, identifying the customer spending patterns. Then customer segment profiling, that's another one. That is whether the customer is a easy spender, cautious investors, rapid loan repayers, deadline rush returners. All these things they are identifying. They are segmenting customers in this way. From that, we are generating the financial profiles of the each customer. That will be easy for them to understand the profile of the customer. It's a customer profiling. How they will do? From the data what they collected. Then we have the customer profiling. In the another one thing is that targeting, advertisement targeting. We discussed in the beginning itself. Advertisement targeting. According to the customer interest, you have to display the target. In the YouTube, whenever going for watching any video, it will be showing the online courses about data science, because I will be always interested in joining data science courses and viewing data, the improvements, the developments in the data science. So always when I watch any YouTube video, the ad will be mostly pertaining to data science. Like this, they are targeting the customer. Then transaction, what kind of transaction they are doing customer, that's the thing they are doing. Okay, transaction channel identification. Okay, that's the thing. Whether they are doing a credit card or debit card or what way are cash sales, like this they are trying to identify. Next one, fraud management prevention. Yesterday also sir told artificial emotional intelligence. Using that, how do you know that when the person inside the ATM is threatened or not threatened? his emotion can be captured. According to that, the person can react. Okay, so that's the fraud management. We can use the data analytics. So I want to give some more tips. Not all. If you want to do personalization in banking technology, a lot of institutions are available. Specifically, IDRBT, Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology. Then the Pondicherry Institute of Banking Technology. These are the institutions offers the MTech, ME, and PhD in banking. So anybody is interested, they want to apply banking as well as the computer science, we may approach these institutions. And also in the IDBRT, you have the special kind of center of excellence are available. Center of excellence in analytics, center of excellence in cyber security, then center for mobile banking, center for affordable technology. A lot of things are available. Fine. Now we are moving to the next important part. That is, what technology do we have for big data? What technology do we have for big data? Okay. First technology I want to introduce that clustered computing. I want to introduce about clustered computing. Okay. So it is one of the backbone for the data analytics. One of the backbone for the data analytics. Okay. What do you mean by clustered computing? Combining the clusters of computer. Combining the clusters of computer is the meaning of the clustered computing. Is the meaning of the clustered computing. See this picture here. The group of computers are grouped together. That's why it is called a cluster. Suppose set of computers in my lab may be one cluster. Set of computers in our Dennis Rich lab we can say one cluster. And set of computers available in Loyola College in a particular data center, particular computers maybe cluster 2, maybe set of computers in NIT Trichy maybe cluster 3. That's a group of computers called as a cluster. So the big data clustering software combines these resources available in these clusters. Now see here, what is the benefit of this cluster computing? What is the benefit of the cluster computing? Okay. The first thing is that high availability. High availability. I was just want to share the example. 108 service, 108 ambulance service. Can you compare that one with this high availability? Anyone? Any participant? What's the meaning of high availability? What's the relationship between the high availability and the example we taken that 108 ambulance service? Do you have idea? Participants, you can join the interaction. All are available in the line. Participants? Yeah, fine. Very good, very good. Dr. K. Tamilchelli has given the answer that. Okay, so availability of the ambulance service. Last week also when we traveled from Kadalur to Tanjavur, my father suddenly had low sugar. Then we immediately called 108. Within another 10 to 15 minutes, we got the ambulance service. What I want to say that the cluster computing, the biggest benefit is availability. Here, see the thing, high availability. High availability in the sense, even one cluster may fail. One cluster may fail, but need not worry. You can take the computing power resources from the another cluster, or from the backup. Okay, surely in the big data analytics, you have the concept of redundancy, data redundancy. Backup servers are available. Participants, please mute your mic. Yeah, fine. That's a high availability. 108 services, high availability. So like this, in the cluster computing also, we have the benefit of high availability. Even one cluster fails, you can take the service from the another clusters. That's the benefit. Then another benefit is that resource pooling. Resource pooling is one of the another interesting concept. Suppose You need not create object for all the clients. Suppose you have the database connection, that is the one object. Whenever customer comes, you have to establish the database connection. Suppose 1,000 customers are coming, means you need not create 1,000 database connection. Instead, you can have a sizable number of connections. Suppose, for example, you have 500 database connections. So what I can do, I can assign the first 500 customers, I can assign the thing. Okay, first customer 1 is coming, database connection 1 is assigned. Customer 2, 2 is assigned. Customer 3, database connection 3 is assigned. Like this, you can start to assign the database connection until you reach 500. When the 1st customer is coming, now you need not create a new database connection. Instead, you see the among the 500 within is free. You take that one, assign to the 501. This is called as a resource pooling. So in the cluster computing, this is the another benefit. Resource pooling, you can achieve it. See this particular diagram. Okay, here the diagram 1. See here, you have separate data store, cloud storage for each service. Whereas in the second thing, you have only one thing, but it is shared by more than one cloud service. Similarly, you have set of data, pool of database connections that can be shared among the customers. So that is the benefit of the clustered computing. Then third one is a easy scalability. Okay, do you able to find any relationship between easy scalability and this picture? Anyone? Any participant? What is the relationship between the leaf with the different items? I think it's a vegetarian item, and you have customers are there. There one family photo is there. Do you find any relationship between this picture and easy scalability? Yeah, fine. I will explain that one. See here, this particular the picture. What you seen here? They are living together. They are living together. Suppose see here, on a particular day, a newly 2% join. Newly 2% join. Okay, 40 members are there. Then for them arranging food is not a big issue because extra only 2 people. Suppose 5 members didn't come that day out of 40, 35 members are there. There also they are able to manage. You can the food maybe the rest the 5 members food may be taken by them or they may keep it. What I want, if extra members comes or some members have left, still they can able to manage. What I want to say that in the easy scalability in the sense that, okay, according to the requirement, according to the suppose now you have bulk amount of data, you want to process data, then you can add extra clusters. You can add extra clusters. And Harini madam has answered different people, different food items. Very good. That's a good answer. Okay. Here thing is that this is scalability in sense scaling, counting, number of people, number of systems. In the cluster computing, you can add the systems, you can drop the system, you can add the clusters, you can drop the clusters according to the requirement. That is called as the easy scalability. So I told 3 concepts for the cluster computing. The first one I told is that the availability, high availability. Then second one is I told about resource pooling. Then third one is about easy scalability. My voice is audible. Is it clear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Fine. Next, so that's the benefit of cluster computing. Okay, fine. Now you may ask, in the Hadoop or in the data analytics, specifically in the big data analytics. Okay, the big data analytics. how the cluster is managed, how the clustering is managed. For that one, we have the special kind of thing called as a yarn. Yarn, that is yet another resource negotiator. Yet another resource negotiator. That's another one important concept. Yarn is that is what it does: managing cluster membership, coordinating resource sharing, scheduling actual work on individual nodes. These are the things taken care by the Hadoop Yarn. So that is one of the tool is available which is used to manage the cluster computing in big data analytics. Okay, fine. So please note this important point that though the cluster computing offers the benefits, how it is available in the big data analytics. Okay, it is available by using the tool called as Yarn. Using the tool, you can manage the cluster computing. Next, we are going for the big data tools. Okay, so far I discussed about the techniques behind the big data, that's a cluster computing, and we introduced the big data concept to you. Then second thing I introduced about the techniques. Now we are moving to the third part, big data tools. Big data tools. Okay, fine. Now see this picture. You may come across lot of tools: Yarn, HDF, Spark, Storm, Mogood, HBase, Zookeeper, MapReduce, Hive, Drill. Okay, so I am not going to discuss about all these tools. I am going to discuss about some of the tools. Okay, which will help you to better understand the big data system. Okay, fine. Activities involved in big data processing. Activities involved in big data processing, I categorized into 4 steps. First one is ingesting data into the centralized system. That's a very important thing. Then persisting the data in storage, computing and analyzing, visualizing the results. So once again repeating, these are the 4 important steps happens in the big data analytics. In the each step, what is the tool is used, we will be having the discussion. So ingesting data into the centralized system, persisting the data, computing and analyzing the data, visualizing the results. Okay. First thing is, what do you mean by ingesting? Ingesting. What do you mean ingesting? Okay. It means that collecting raw data. Hello, audience, please mute your mic. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Fine. So if you think about data ingestion, it's a process of taking raw data and adding it to the system. See, in the big data analytics, what happens? You have different systems. You may have different lot of servers. Suppose you think about Flipkart, we think they have only one server. They have data center, so huge number of servers. So data is collected in each of the server. How to collect the data from these servers and keep in the system? That's the process called as ingesting data into the system. So taking raw data, adding into the system, that is called as ingest. For that one, we have 3 kind of tools: Apache Flum, Apache Chukwa, Apache Scoop. So each tool having a specific purpose. We will discuss. First, I will discuss about Apache Flum. Okay, see this picture, you will better understand the thing. It takes the unstructured data which is taken from different sources, from the different data generators. Through the Flum collects the raw data from all these resources and saves in the HDFs and saves into the HDFs, centralized store. Okay, we will have an understanding, we will have a discussion on HDFs. Okay, that's the role of the Flum. Next one is I told about Chukwu, I will explain again. Then Scoop. So Scoop in the sense when you go for marriage, or when you go for ice cream parlor, you there the scoop of, please give me a scoop of ice cream. Okay, here the Apache scoop, it does a interesting work. See, the Apache, that is the Flum, does the work of taking the data, that is taking the unstructured data, whereas Scoop takes the structured data. Scoop takes the structured data. Okay, from the transaction database into the HDFs into the RDBMS. That is the role of the Scoop. We'll have some detailed discussion. Then Apache Flum, I just told you that it's a tool used to collect, aggregate, transports large amount of data into the Hadoop system. It will be taking data from the log files and data available in different data servers, data sets. Then what I want to say that the components of the Flum, the different components of the Flum, not going to have a detailed discussion, just I will explain the role of the each of the component available in the Flum. See here, the very important agent tool is agent. The component is agent. What it will do, it dumps the streaming data from various sources into HDFs. It dumps the streaming data from various sources to HDFs. Then you have the source. It accepts data from the incoming streamline and stores the data in the channel. So in the channel is the temporary storage area. The source collects the data and dumps into the channel. Then sync collects the data from the channel and commits or writes into the HDFs permanently. So these are the things. That is web server in the sense, maybe think about different servers. So whatever the data, it is taken care by the source that dumps into the channel. The sync takes the data from the channel and put into the HDFs. Agent take care of the overall activity. So what are the features of Flum? So it's a high fault tolerant. It's a highly fault tolerant, and it is batch processing as well as stream processing. Both is possible. Both batch processing and stream processing both are possible using the Flum. Then another thing is Apache Chukwa. What's the benefit of Chukwa means? Okay, it's a special tool which bridges the gap between log handling and MapReduce. So I hope you maybe know about MapReduce, the relation, that creating the relationship between the text and items and simplifying the relationship. That is the role of the MapReduce. Okay, so log handling, collecting the data and mapping the data to resolve the gap. Chokwa is introduced. It is also collects raw data from different sources and stores into the HDFs. Sorry. Then what's the difference between Flum and Chukwa? So the Flum maintains central list of ongoing data flows. The only thing is that Flum maintains the central list, whereas Chukwa distributes the information more broadly to its services. So central list is maintained by Flum and Chukwa maintains the distributed list. Then one more tool I want to introduce, Apache Kafka. So what this particular tool? It acts like interface between data generators and the big data system. Just see this diagram, you can able to understand. See here, data sources from different places. Then between the data source and the Apache Flum, we have the Apache Kafka. So that is another one. It acts like an interface to simplify the process. Then Apache Scoop, I already shown the diagram. Then that's the first step, ingesting data into the system. That's the first step we just completed. Then now the second step, what we are discussing, persisting the data in storage. Persisting the data in storage. What's the meaning this one? Okay, storing the data permanently in the storage. Storing the data permanently into the storage. That is the persistence. But when you think about the persistence, there is a very important thing is that, okay, there is a important thing is that my audio is my voice is audible. Some people say that sir, no audio. Sri Durga, yeah, fine, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Fine. See, persisting the data in storage. See here the very important thing is that volume of incoming data, the requirements of for availability and distributed computing layer. These things makes the data storage into a simple process or into a complex process. Let us move further about the persistency. First thing I want to say, I want to discuss about HDFs, Hadoop Distributed File System. Hadoop Distributed File System. So what this HDFs does, it allows large quantities of data to be written across multiple nodes in the cluster. It's a distributed file system. It won't store data in a single system. It will be storing data in the multiple systems. I will show the diagram the next slide and the coming slides you can be able to understand. Then one more methodology is that NoSQL. There also you can persist the data. What is this NoSQL? First thing is storing of unstructured data. First purpose of NoSQL is storing of unstructured data. So what is the meaning? NoSQL database provides a mechanism for storage and retrieval of data. Okay. So this is common for all database. Storing, retrieving is a common for all database. Similarly, NoSQL also having the same functionality. But thing is that it employs less constrained consistency models than traditional relational database. Other participants, please mute your mic. Mr. Morley, please mute your mic. So, difference between Oracle and NoSQL database, in simple words, in both database you can store and retrieve. The difference is that in the NoSQL, the consistency is less constrained consistency. You know the meaning of consistency. The same kind of data is maintained in all the database, especially in the normalization. Data should not be repeated. Okay, so that is the consistency. Okay, consistency. The customer address should be maintained, same address maintained in all the database. Okay, so whereas when you think about NoSQL, when you think about NoSQL, there the consistency is little bit constrained. But you see the purpose of NoSQL, very interesting role it plays. We have four kind of NoSQL databases. One is key value, document based, column based, graph based. And for each case, the respective tool is mentioned there. If you think about key value, we have the tools called as React, Toico Cabinet. And for document based, you have the tool called as MongoDB, TouchDB. And column based, you have the thing Cassandra, HBase, widely applied NoSQL databases. And for graph based, you for Neo4j, FlowDB, but there are certain databases which provides feature of more than one NoSQL database. Okay, so we'll discuss these examples. First thing I want to introduce about key value database. See this example, only one key will be there, but it will be having multiple values. For example, in this particular slide, I taken from india.com. See, the key is customer ID. Key is customer ID, in which you have lot of values. You have lot of values. You have lot of values. See here, value equal to customer name is there, billing address is there, then orders. Again, you have the things, shipping address, order payment, order item. Again, you have another thing, product. See, with the one single key, you have multiple values. That is the key value database. That is the key value database. The another example is there, AWS DynamoDB. That's one of the best example for key value database. You see the next diagram, you will better understand. See here, keys, certain keys are there. 238 11425. It has the values hello, 213, object. Like this, you have lot of values. You have lot of see, for single key, you have multiple values. Now another example, see here, 1001. See here, customer ID 99. Order items there again. See here, product ID 2010, quantity 2, cost 520. Again, we purchase another product. Product ID 4365, quantity 1, cost. See, that is the best example for this key value. One key, but you have multiple values. Okay, because the big data you cannot assume. A customer may, when you go for a particular day on a particular website, e-commerce website, you may look for different items. How to map all these items to you? So one is the best model, key value model. There are a lot of models are there. Okay, fine. Next one is document based. I told you document based. What is document based? It's also one interesting concept. The documents in the document stores are usually XML or JSON. Okay, they can be retrieved by referring to the ID. Each document will be having the ID. Based on the ID, you will be retrieving the information. For example, see here, that's the one example document written in JSON. See here, like our XML, okay, like a semi-structured, okay, XML. It is not a unstructured, it is semi-structured. Okay, see here, object starts, title, author, genre, detail. There you see here, publisher, publication year, ISBN, language, pages. Then you have the next tag, price. There again you have the tag, type, hardcore, price. Like this, you have so many number of things are available. Okay, so storing the information in the document view, the document methodology, document based, that is called as here document based. Okay, this is a JSON format. Then the another example for the JSON format. JSON format, you have the another example. Then we have the XML also used. XML also used. See the what way they have used. Root customers, orders, address. That's another way of doing the things. So either you may use JSON format or you may use the XML format. Participants, do you able to follow me? Do you have any clarifications so far? Do you have any clarifications? Any doubt? You can either you can give in the chat window. Fine. Good. Okay. Shall I proceed further? Participants, you have any clarifications? Any doubts? Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now see here that one is column store. So far in the database, the Oracle or anything, if you come across employee name, you'll be having only name. Product ID, you'll be having only product ID. Item quantity, item underscore quantity, you will be having only quantity. Single column, single value, but single column, multiple value, but all belongs to the same type. now in the data analytics, somewhat it was very systematically designed to under a single column you can have multiple values, multiple type of values. See the example, you're surprised that, see here, white column store. We can say as a white column store. See here, ID is there. Now see here, yeah, it is referred by ID, but it has a multiple value. See here, personal data is there, professional data is there, and for the next customer, ID in the personal data you have three values: first name, middle name, last name. Whereas here, the professional data you have only three values. That is job category, employer, hourly rate. Then see the fourth row. There under the personal data you have only two things: first name, last name. Whereas in the professional data you have job category, salary, employer, group, seniority, pledge, office. Now the last row. See, personal data is there, professional data is there, and medical data is also there. So that is the white column store format. So that's a third category in the NoSQL. How we may ask how the unstructured data is stored, maintained. So this is the way. This is the way it is maintained. It is managed. It is managed. Okay. The first thing you used the first format is key value. Second one is document based. Third one is white column. Now the last one, graph database. So graph database storing the data in the graphical mode, but it will be near database. That's why it is called a graph database. See this one. We have data. The relationship between data is linked through the graph. Linked through the graph. Now see the another example. See here, computers and accessories. Now see here, they are given the number. What is the thing? Apple iPad. Then second one is Apple iPhone. Then third one is Apple iPhone. Fourth one. Then Freddy, he is given the rate 5 out of 5. The color is black. Tablets, it's a part of computer accessories. See, another category, cell phones and accessories. Their phones comes under mics. Rate. See that the different items belongs to computers and accessories are tied through this relationship. That is the fourth one. That is a graph database. You will be graphically relating the relationship between the different items belongs to a particular category. So these are the four ways the data is stored. Okay, fine. So document database, graph database, white column stores, key value database. So the next one, the third step is processing and analyzing data. So far I told first thing is ingesting. There we seen the Apache Flum and Chukwa and the scope. Then second thing we discuss about the persisting the data. For that one we have seen HDFs as well as NoSQL. Then third one, processing and analyzing big data. It's a very important step. Okay, data is collected, data is stored. Then how we are going to do the process? I will finish within another 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, fine. First one, to do the processing, we are using the concept called as a HDFs, Hadoop Distributed File System. What it does, it allows large quantities of data to be written across multiple nodes in the cluster. I told you, cluster relationship. The backbone of big data is clustering. So in the different clusters, you have different number of nodes. I am going to store the data into this node. Okay, so that is the functionality of HDFs. Fine. HDFs has two parts. One is for storage, another one is for processing. For storage, it uses HDFs called Hadoop distributed file system. You maybe studied the concept called distributed computing. There you have the concept you may come across the concept distributed file system. How they store the data in a different places. That is called as a distributed file system. Distributed file system. Okay. The next thing is that map reduce. Next thing is called as a map reduce. Processing. You may store the thing in different items, then how to do the processing. So the Hadoop concept two things. One is storage, next one is map reduce. Now see here. Suppose I told that Hadoop distribute system stores the data in a distributed manner. Okay, fine. What way it is stored? For that one, it uses the concept called as a name node and data node. Usually, the name node is called as master node, data node is called as slaves node. I am not going to discuss about how it is working. It's another very interesting concept. If you are interested, just search in the Google. If you see the concept, you will enjoy the concept, how it is designed. Okay, so the data is stored using the two concepts called as name node and the data node. Then storing data. Okay, so I told storing exponentially growing huge data set, because data set is stored in multiple ways. So the data is split into small seconds and each is stored in the different places. For example, I am having 512 MB of data means it is stored in 4 places. In each place, I am having 120 MB. But a lot of algorithms are available. If you started to read the algorithms, how it is managed, all these things you can see it. And also, it stores unstructured data, which we discussed already. Then, one more interesting concept is that how it processes the data fastly. That's very important. Velocity. I told you that the 4 characteristics that the important thing is velocity, because data is generated very fastly, so you have to process it very quickly. For that one, we have the concept called as that is called as map reduce. Okay, map reduce. I am storing data in different places and identifying the relationship. Okay, using the mapping and reducing. Okay, not only mapping, reducing the relationship, understanding the relationship. That is called as the purpose of the map reduce. For that one, we need a separate session. We need. That is how the map reduce works, how the data is stored. That is not the objective of this one. This objective is introducing data analytics, introducing that technology, introducing the tools. Then we are another one interesting concept I want to share, that I already told that it is thus using batch processing as well as the stream processing. Stream processing is the meaning of it's a real-time processing. Just I will explain the diagram, because already we are going to finish the session. Now see here, see this diagram. That's the diagram best example for the that is batch processing. See here. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. What I am doing, whatever the data I am collected in the day 1, I am not processing the day 1 itself. I am processing the day 2. Whatever the data I collected in the day 2, I am processing the day 3. That's the best example for the batch processing. Batch wise, you will be doing the process. Okay. How to process the data stored over a period of time. Okay, that is the batch processing. Then we have another one is called as a stream processing. So Spark, okay, Hadoop we discussed. Now the another one data analytics tool is called a Spark. It does the processing using it does the real-time processing. Real-time processing means, now see here, now we are streaming the data. In the online, we are virtually connected and we are streaming also the same webinar is also going in the YouTube. Okay, so immediately, whenever data collected, it will be processed, it is analyzed immediately. That is the example for the stream processing. So difference, you can just go through it. So a lot of real-time processing tools are there. Apache Storm, Flink, Spark. So list of tools and the purpose is described here. Then last step, visualizing the results. Okay, we have the special kind of tools available after processing. To visualize the results, we have the Elastic Stack, Apache Slow, Banana. These are the different tools are available. Fine. So I'm going to concluding my session. So already, what is the? Just I will summarize. Yes, I started with the what do you mean by big data, and the technology behind the big data, that is cluster computing, and the different tools which are used in the big data. By explaining the different four process: ingesting, persisting, analyzing, and visualizing. So what's the industry experts? Okay, so industry experts, you must have the idea of any one of the platform. You please, I'm saying for students, okay, learning with Hadoop, Spark, learning advanced analytics tools, Hadoop MapReduce, Spark technology. So I am acknowledging, I forgot to add the reference, sorry, I am acknowledging all the online resources which I referred in this particular slide preparation. Thank you very much. Participants, if you have any queries, you can please put in the chat window. I will explain you. Do you have any queries? Okay, so if you don't have queries, then we will wind up the session. And important instruction for you: the next session start by 1:30. It ends by 3 p.m. and 3 to 3:30 you will be having the validity session. Please join us, and we will be sharing the feedback link. For this session, we have the separate feedback link. Please fill it and share with us. And last session also you will be having separate feedback link. According to your attendance, the certificate will be given. So we are talking to our administrations that due to some network problems, some of them may not be able to in the line till the end of the session. So we are talking to administration. Anyway, you please attend the last session as well as the validity session. In the validity session, we'll be sharing the feedback link. There, you please fill your details correctly. The same data will be appear in your certificates. So thank you for your then one question I got it. What is simple tool to use DBMS? Simple tool, you can use the database. You asking about database? Oracle is the best example for the DBMS. Oracle is the best example. Yeah. What does XML do? Means XML, see, the XML is an example for a semi-structured data. Structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. You have three kinds of data. Okay, structured data I already explained. That is DBMS. And unstructured data, all the images or things. Then semi-structured XML is the best example for semi-structured data. So you can store your data in a semi-structured way. So for that one, we have the special kind of tools. Okay, that is the meaning of the XML. That's the purpose of XML. Using XML, you can store uh, the big data, that store the big data in a semi-structured way. That's the purpose. Any other questions? What's the field of data science? Okay, fine. See, data science is a data analytics. We are analyzing the data. Data science, it's a in a very deeper way doing the analytics. Not only with these tools, not only with these tools, you can apply the statistics, you can apply the mathematics, and you can apply the computer science, that is the algorithm and all these things. It's a combination of three fields. Data science is a combination of statistics, mathematics, and computer science. So a lot of online courses are available, and also government of India, under the Swayam, a lot of new courses are launched. Now it is open. We may join. You can please search in the go to the Swayam, SWAYAM Swayam. The new courses are available. Also for courses are available for the big data analytics. Also, please join those courses. It is free of cost only to the certification you have to pay 1,000 rupees. So it is a well recognized certification courses all over the India and all over the world also. So I suggest you to refer those courses. Sir, the weather predicted, yeah, the weather can be predicted. Yeah, see, every day lot of changes, lot of satellites are roaming around our earth and the universe. A lot of data is being generated, where the mind, even the theft is happened maybe in the 2 years or 3 years back, while the train is running between Salem and Chennai. You maybe come across that one. They have broken the roof of the one compartment of the train and taken the cash, multiple crores, and they have moved from the North India, and they made lot of uh, analytics. They are not able to identify. Finally, with the ISRO, that diagram, ISRO using satellite images only, they are able to identify. So near to one place, the train was a little bit slow. That time we have did all these things. Okay, so for weather also, that analytics plays a key role. Yeah, one person is saying that Madras IIT also start data science course. Please join. Yeah, for big data analytics also course is available. Data science is advanced level. Big data analytics, that is big data analytics talks about purely about the collecting the data in a larger volumes, and the infrastructure which is mainly required for big data analytics. Data science, how to does the analytics in a deeper way. That is the purpose of the data science. Any other questions? Yeah. If no more questions, then we shall close this session. Yeah, Sri Durga.
Thank you. Sir,
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
humbly request Mr. Dayanand, student coordinator of the Department of Computer Science, to deliver a vote of thanks. Over to you, Dayanand.
And we produced a good number of people.
Yes, Sri.
Dayanand, please on your video. Yeah, very good, very good. Super.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Around 10 plus books.
Beloved faculties and my dear participants, I hope you all enjoyed this session. Thank you, sir. It was really an educative session. On behalf of the Department of Computer Science, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to Dr. A. Martin, sir, who took his valuable time out of his busy schedule. Also, I thank you, sir, for enriching us with managing cluster computing and a big data analytics tool. It was really an insightful session in understanding the tools and techniques for big data analytics. Thank you once again, sir. Over to you, Sri.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, dear participants, we are going to close this session. I hope you maybe submitted your feedback. Durga, do you start the feedback link? Sri Durga, do you share the feedback link for this session?
Share in chat box.
Yeah, fine. Participants, thank you for your patient listening and patiently waiting in the live session. Thank you very much. And your active participation in this 5-day international webinar. The next session starts by 1:30. You will be having a how to use sir, how to use Azure for a cloud computing, and sir is planned to give the hands-on. It will end by 3 o'clock. Then 3 to 3:30 you'll be having valid section. Please be in the present in both sessions. According to your percentage of attendance level only, we will be giving the certificate. Merely attending one session, two sessions, we cannot give. Okay, so that's the rule applied by our administration. So I kindly request you, please attend the both sessions. We will try to talk to administration and to try to give the certificates to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sri Durga. Thank you, Beulah. Thank you, Dayanand. Thank you, all the students coordinated. Thank you, all the faculty members.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.